following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And the story of Week 15 begins with a surprise at the Meadowlands. Hi, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the NFL Not Today, the pregame show with the mostest that goes through the rest of the week of the Not National Football League, this 15th week of the 1984 season. A stunner at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Buffalo picks up their second win of the year. They beat the Jets 24-19. Joe Ferguson, 19 for 26, 183 and 2 scores. Neal, that's too early for Lorenzo. Anyway, he gets the winning score for Buffalo with 4:14 to go. The Bills go to 2-13. The Jets have already hung up their 1985 stockings. Atlanta, all over Tampa Bay. 31-17. Steve Bartkowski, a magnificent day. 24 for 25, 308 yards and 4 touchdown passes. 1 to Kane, 1 to Hodge, 1 to Bailey, and 1 to Jackson. 31-10. Tampa gets a a garbage time touchdown at the gun. Tampa falls to 3-12. Atlanta goes to 5-10. Pittsburgh, our champions of the AFC Central. They beat Cleveland 20-13. Frank Pollard, 18 carries, 107, and a nasty plunge with 44 seconds to go to hand the Steelers the division title. He also had 1 catch for 10 yards. Cleveland led 13-0 in the second quarter. The Pittsburgh came back. The other big score, Malone to Stallworth. So Mark Malone back from his thumb injury. Pittsburgh is actually in good shape as we head towards the playoffs. Who won't be in the playoffs if the season ended today are the New England Patriots. The Eagles beat them 28-14 despite an amazing effort from Stanley Morgan. 8 catches, 175, including a 76-yard touchdown pass with 10:34 to go to put the Patriots on the board. But at that point, they were down 28-0. A non-even action PC could help them in that case. Joe Pisarcik, 2 touchdown passes to Quick and a pick 6 from Wilson gave Philadelphia the win. They go to 7-8. The Patriots can make the playoffs, but their road is going to be very difficult. Denver and the Raiders are tied at 9-6 for that wild card spot. The Patriots need a lot to happen the last week of the year. Another surprise at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis. The Colts beat the Dolphins 20-17. McMillan with a tying touchdown with 2:39 to go, and Raul Alegre with a game winner, 8:23 left in overtime from 22 yards. Nat Moore, 11 catches for 169 and a score. Marino, by the way, 2 touchdown passes and has thrown for more than 5,000 yards. Marino starts the last week in the season knowing that Miami gets a home playoff game. They are AFC East champions, and he has thrown for 5,046 yards. That is an NFL record. Cincinnati all over New Orleans, 34-7. Both teams are now 8-7. Winston, an interception for 63-yard interception return for a pick 6. That was New Orleans' only points of the game. He makes 4 tackles. Larry Kennebrew, 2 touchdowns. 1 touchdown pass from Kenny Anderson to Isaac Curtis. All Cincinnati, all the time at WKRP. The Raiders beat the Lions 23-19. Martin, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, 11 tackles. Really all Raiders to begin with. Plunkett to Todd Christensen to Malcolm Bardwell in the first quarter, 14-0. Then all Detroit could do was get field goals until late. With 10:07 to go, Detroit made it interesting. Eric Hipple to Lewis to make it 23-16. And then Murray with a kick to make it 23-19. But the Raiders do enough. They are 9-6. The Giants go to 9-6 and hope they can get in the playoffs. They beat the Cardinals 24-17. O.J. Anderson, 11 catches for 122 yards, including a late touchdown with 3:04 to go to put the Cardinals within a touchdown. Wouldn't matter. He also carried it 24 for 63. For the Giants, Rob Carpenter, 2 one-yard nasty plunges, all the difference in the world, including one following a turnover. Seattle 12-3, and they could still get the best record in the AFC. In fact, they will have a home game in the playoffs. They throttled Kansas City. I mean, they took that Arrowhead and just chucked it down, 51-20. Steve Largent, 3 catches, 88 yards, and 2 scores. A 66-yarder in the first quarter, and then I'm trying to find a 16-yarder in the second quarter. Also, 2 pick sixes for Seattle, and midway through the third, they led 38-6. Kansas City got 2 late touchdowns. That's all over. The Redskins' winning streak has been stopped as Dallas beats Washington 24-17. Redskins, I think, should win the division, although it's not clinched yet. Dallas, they're not making the playoffs despite their 24-17 win. Danny White, too much, too little, too late, 20 for 31, 237, and a 7-yard touchdown pass to Doug Cosby. It was a winning touchdown by Tony Dorsett early in the third quarter that put Dallas ahead, and that was it. Steve Pellure, by the way, finished that game for the Cowboys. Denver upset by San Diego 24-22. Ed Luther touchdown pass to Jackson was 3:06 to go. Gave the Chargers their 5th win of the year. Denver falls to 9-6. McGee for San Diego, 9 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown, including an 8-yard score. He also had 1 catch for 21. Elway. Well, anyway, the Denver defense blows it late. Minnesota's defense didn't even make the trip across country. San Francisco now has a lead in the NFC West with a 63-3 pasting of the Minnesota Vikings. Wow. Joe Montana only had to throw it 14 times, but he did find 3 touchdown passes. How about that? 12 for 14, 205 yards, and a touchdown run. Minnesota got up 3-0, and that was it. 63 unanswered points from the San Francisco 49ers. And at one point, even Matt Cavanaugh got in. The blowout thing was there. It was 42-3 at the half, and Minnesota is already shopping for Christmas presents. And the other Sunday this week, it'll be the Houston Oilers. You know who they beat this year? They beat the 49ers and the Rams. And really, that was it. I think the Bills, too. 35-14. Warren Moon, best game of the year for him. 25 for 37, 349, and 3 scores, including a 69-yarder at the end of the second quarter, which made it 28-0. Eric Dickerson needs 123 yards against San Francisco next week. That is our game of the week. So, standings as we head in to the Green Bay and Chicago for the NFC Central Championship. The Redskins have a 1-game lead over the Giants. The Redskins are in the playoffs. The Giants may be Dallas, too much, too little, too late. In the Central, you're about to see the NFC Central Championship. Green Bay 10-4, Chicago 9-5. Chicago may miss the playoffs altogether, depending on what happens the next 2 weeks. The Rams and the 49ers, that was a Friday night game, Christmas week in real life. That will be next Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. That is our last regular season football game for the regular season. AFC, all the division championships are settled. Miami wins the East. Pittsburgh wins the Central. Seattle wins the West. Miami and Seattle will have home field. Denver and LA have the inside track for the wild card. Bengals aren't out. Patriots need a win. So that's the setup for you. By the way, so passing yards, Dan Marino at 5,046. Rushing yards, Eric Dickerson at 1,877. The Pack and the Bears are next. As Retro Sports Network presents NFL Replay 84. Today from Soldier Field in Chicago. It's the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever fine podcasts are listed. And good afternoon. My name is Ron Juckett. How are you? Where is Irv Cross? Irv's resting. Phyllis George filled them up for Christmas. And Brent and Jimmy the Greek are trading drinks and punching each other. So here we go. It is the NFC Central Championship, the Packers and the Bears from Soldier Field. Green Bay, one of the surprise teams in this replay. They are 10-4. The Bears, you know what the 85 team would do. The 84 team is almost as good. Walter Payton is just magnificent. He is rushed for 1,616 yards. Good morning, Braves for Life. How are you? So, and thanks for the added Patreon pledge, by the way. So, we got ourselves a good one here. It's a cold, sunny, clear afternoon in Chicago on the lake. 30 degrees and 10-mile-an-hour winds. And so, let's do this. It's the Packers and the Bears next for the NFC Central Championship. Chicago has... I forgot to switch it over. Chicago has won the toss, and they will receive. And I forgot to set Green Bay to play their offense, so I'll get that in a moment. Buckshot Kid, I'm doing quite well, and hopefully you are as well. Cameron, Gentry, and Jordan to return for the Bears. Green Bay wins. They win the division outright. They are 10-4. And this one starts with a high end-over-end kick taken by Cameron at the 4. He goes across the 20 and is hit at the 27 by Hayes. I do this again? Yes. So Jim McMahon is the quarterback. 67% of his passes completed, 1,276 yards. He has thrown for 8 touchdowns, picked off 4 times, and has a quarterback rating of 102. Steve Fuller is his backup. Walter Payton, maybe one of the best ever to play the game. 1,616 yards, a good game today, a good game next week. Got an outside shot at 2,000. It's also made 48 catches for 459 yards. Matt Suhey is also in the backfield. The split end is Dennis McKinnon. Willie Galt, the flanker, and Emery Moorhead, the tight end. Suhey, off tackle right, first play from scrimmage, handoff from McMahon, and Suhey gets across the 30, hit by Mark Murphy for a 5-yard gain. Let's meet the Bear line. Jimbo Covert, the left tackle. Kurt Becker, the left guard. Jay Hilgenberg, the center. Mark Bortz, the good-smelling right guard. And Keith Van Horn, the right tackle. 2nd and 5 for the Bears. Trap right for Payton. And off from McMahon. Payton finds a hole. He gets a gain of 6. That's a fresh set for the Bears. Last week against the Chargers, 108 yards on 28 carries. So 1st and 10 for Chicago. Suhey in a flat path. On the flat, McMahon will throw instead to a Green Bay Packer, and that is incomplete. Bears favored by 3. Win with the Bears here in the first quarter. They, of course, are in their midnight blue uniforms with the white numbers outlined in orange. Packers play a 3-4, by the way. Robert Brown, 5 sacks to the left end. Terry Jones, the nose tackle. And Alfonso Carricker, the right end. Guy Prather is one outside linebacker. George Cumby, is one of the middle linebackers. Mike Douglas, not the talk show host, but he does have 100 tackles. And Randy Scott is the other linebacker. He'll be matched with Walter Payton. Saya Novena are 3 for him. The left corner is Tim Lewis. He has 2 pick sixes, by the way. And Mark Lee is the other corner. He has 3 interceptions this year. Tom Flynn is the strong safety. He has 5 interceptions. And Mark Murphy has 2 sacks and it picks as the free safety. 2nd and 10. Peyton will sweep to the right. McMahon hands off. Peyton looking for a hole over the 40. Hit by Douglas at the 42, a gain of 4. 3rd down and 6. So McMahon to go to the air again. This time on a medium slant. He goes back. He looks for McKinnon over the middle, and it went right through the hands of Scott. And it'll be 4th down and 6. Baseball update from Dave Gardner. And the next thing we'll have on the channel is me doing tofu recipes at this point. Yankees up 1-0 over Kansas City. Dave is doing the 80 playoffs using pennant pocket baseball. Anyway, we'll interview them tomorrow on Digital to Dice. So Dave is playing game 2. The Yankees won game 1. Houston, by the way, swept Philadelphia. And so the Astros await the winner in the 1980 World Series. Dave Finzer is back to punt. Epps and Flynn to return it for Green Bay. With the wind, he's punting and will ship the Packers back deep. Green Bay will try and return this to the 12 as Epps gets a gain of 3, spotted at the Green Bay 15, and that's where the Packers take over. 12:21 to go, first quarter. Lynn Dickey has had a magnificent year. 60% of his passes completed, 3,594 yards, 26 touchdowns, 17 picks. He's been sacked 43 times, and you would think that he would be vulnerable to the Bears, but he has a quarterback rating of 91.3. Eddie Lee Ivory is the primary setback, along with Jerry Ellis. The tight end is Paul Kaufman. His next catch is his 50th of the year. The split end is John Jefferson, 27 catches. And the flanker is James Lofton, who has had a magnificent year. 106 yards today, gets him 1,500 on the year. Eddie Lee Ivory. Trap right on 1st and 10. Handoff from Dickey. Ivory over the 20, and he's knocked down by Wilbur Marshall for a gain of 6. You're playing to buy payoff pitch baseball. Another good game. We've had Joe Bryan on the show. Packers offensive line. Greg Cook, Koch, or Koch. Got all your bases covered. The left tackle. Ron Hallstrom, the left guard. Carl Swank is the center. Tim Huffman, the right guard. And Dave Dreschler is the right tackle. 2nd and 4. Jerry Ellis will sweep it near side on 2nd down from the 21. Ellis gets a block. He fights for 3. He won't get the first down. Wilbur Marshall with the 2nd tackle. The Bears technically play a 4-6. Richard Dent, the left end, 13 sacks on the year. The left tackle is Steve McMichael. He has 8 sacks. Dan Hampton has 10 sacks. And to me, I always look like Huey Lewis. We're just happy, Dan, that we're stuck with you. Mike Hartenstein has 8 sacks. He's the right end. The linebacker is Otis Wilson with 9 sacks. Mike Singletary fills up the middle. He has 93 tackles and 6 sacks. And Wilbur Marshall has 2 tackles on the game so far. He's the right outside linebacker. Leslie Frazier, the left corner, with 6 picks. Mike Richardson has 5 picks. He's the right corner. Gary Fenzik is the free safety. And Todd Bell is the strong safety. And between them, they have 11 interceptions. 2 tight ends set. Lewis joins Kaufman. Ivory going to do the nasty plunge to get the first down, and Eddie Lee won't get there. Mike Singletary stuffed him. And it's 4th and 1, so it's 3 and out for the Packers on their own 24. Bucky Scribner will be punting into the wind. Fisher back to return it. Scribner to Fisher at the 30, and Jeff will return it for a gain of 5. So the Bears take over on their own 37, 10-14 to go, opening quarter. McKinnon on a medium slant. McMahon to throw on first down. He waits. He scrambles 40, 45 first down. And McMahon gets a gain of 22. Keith Van Horn, the right tackle, just ripped open that bad boy. And McMahon took off with it. So 10 to go. Clock running. 1st and 10 for the Bears on the Packer 41. Peyton. Sweeping right, far side. Has to get around a linebacker, gets a good block. Carricker with the tackle for a gain of 6. Peyton followed Becker and Bortz to do the job. So 2nd and 4 for Chicago in the Green Bay 35. Suey. Fullback dive. Handoff from McMahon. Suey keeps it going, gets the Dave Gardner measurement, gets a gain of 4. Tom Flynn makes a stop. 1st and 10 for the Bears on the Packer 31. These two teams met in week 3 in either Green Bay or Milwaukee. And, well, wherever the game was, the Packers throttled the Bears 38-16. The Bears play Detroit at Detroit next week. And the one that might cost them the division championship was that loss to Minnesota. Best defense in the NFL by far. So 1st and 10 for the Bears. A long hitch to Willie Gault. They want to try and score. McMahon has time. He goes down, and Tim Lewis jumped the route and knocked it down. 2nd and 10. Happy New Year, Mr. Smurf. How are you? Hopefully you had a good holiday season, and you've recovered. It's nice that, New Year's was on a Saturday, so you got a couple days before you go back to work, if you need it. Trap left for Peyton on 2nd and 10 from the 31. Walter gets it to the 24. A gain of 7 as Kurt Becker, the left guard, does what he needed to do. 3rd down and 3. The Bears have 54 yards on the ground already here in the first quarter. Suey on the fullback dive. Handoff from McMahon. Suey gets a first down or more. A gain of 7 before Robert Brown could bring him down. And the Bears are playing smash mouth football to start this one. McKinnon on a short cross. They're going to try and throw in first down. McMahon rolls, goes to Peyton instead. Walter is going to score. A 17-yard touchdown pass to Walter Payton. And the Bears go up 6-0. Here it is again. McMahon rolled. Peyton was open at the 15 and went around Green Bay like a bunch of traffic cones. So 7 plays, 63 yards, 4:02 off the clock. 6:12 to go, and it is 7-0 Chicago. So that was pretty easy. Rogers, Huckleby, and Epps. And we'll talk about that in a second. So here we go. I'm assuming, Zalapsky, that the Blue Jays are your team. Rogers back deep. And Green Bay will take a knee 5 yards deep. Make sure they have everyone they're supposed to have. Hey, my goodness gracious, they do. gave the 21 season a shot on Action PC. I like modern baseball, but when you do a replay, it leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah. Well, that's how they're trained to go now. At least they got to face 3 batters. I do like that rule. Eddie Lee Ivory will sweep to the far side on 1st and 10. He gets it to the 20, and Richard Dent makes the stop. He'll go no further than that. 6:06 to go in the first. 7-0 Bears here at Soldier Field in Chicago. This is, by all intents and purposes, the NFC Central Championship. Jefferson on a medium out. Dickey has time. He goes near side to Ivory. Eddie Lee to the sideline, and that's a gain of 7. Wilbur Marshall with the tackle. Dickey goes to his second read as the Bears doubled Lofton. Ellis will pitch to the near side. Can he get a block? He does. First down over the 30. He is hit at the 35 by Leslie Frazier, and that is a gain of 8. The weather won't really be a factor for Green Bay, as it's a balmy 30 here at Soldier Field. The defense is their biggest bother. 1st and 10. Krause and Huckleby in the game. Harlan Huckleby, not to be confused with Nicholas Nickleby, will go off tackle right. Hand off. And that's a gain of 4. Marshall with the play. So the Packers starting to settle in here. Lofton on a medium cross. Dickey back to throw. He's going to run out of time as Richard Dent brings into the turf for a loss of 8. First sack for the Bears. The Packers offense is averaging 377.8 yards a game. They are a potent bunch. Epps is the third receiver. Ivory to block. Lofton on a medium slant. Dickey protected. Gonna scramble. Ball is loose.
Holding offense. Number 82. 10-yard
Green Bay
penalty.
must have. There was no fumble. And Green Bay on 4th and 12 will be forced to punt. So Dickey got a gain of 2. And the Bears looked like the Bears. Scribner will punt to Jeff Fisher. 4th and 12. Fisher goes back to his 24 and will call a fair catch. So 1st and 10 for the Bears. 2:57 to go, opening quarter. 7-0 Chicago. Peyton first down in the flat, far side, and McMahon is brought down by Robert Brown. Mike Ditka starts the work of gum a little bit harder. McMahon can't be taking bad sacks like that. 2nd and 15. Peyton on the draw. Hand off from McMahon. Peyton waits. 20-25. He is hit at the 30 by Mark Lee. And for Peyton, that's 5 carries now for 34 yards. 2:02 to go in the first. 3rd down and 4. Suey in the short flat. McMahon rolls right. Throws to Moorhead instead, and Emery's got the first down. McMahon late getting up off the turf. And remember, it's not that cushy field stuff. It's that carpet over cement. And honestly, guys, wouldn't you have loved as a kid to have a rug of your favorite team? Not the Bengals, because there was nothing on there. But wouldn't you have loved to have had an NFL field in your living room? To scale, of course. 1st and 10 from the Bear 36. 7-0 Chicago. 1:15 clock running. I hear a yup. Off tackle right from Peyton. McMahon hands off. Peyton can't get much off the safety blitz, and that will be the end of the first quarter as he gets a gain of 2 yards. Tim Lewis with a tackle, and after 15 minutes, you get a commercial. The Bears lead 7-0. So the lone score, if you joined us late, came with 6:12 to go in the first quarter. McMahon to Peyton on the second read. And Bob Thomas with the extra point. 7 plays, 63 yards. 6 first downs to 1 in favor of the Bears. 92 net. Blah, 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 blah. Hello, my name is Ron. 92 net yards for the Bears compared to 22 for Green Bay. Lynn Dickey's only been able to throw 1 pass. McMahon 2 for 5 for 23. And the Bears look eerily similar to what they would do in 85 in the first quarter. We start the second quarter. 2nd and 8 for the Bears on their own 38. Suey in the flat is the call. McMahon goes near side to Matt. Suey, 35-40, first down, and he's over midfield. George Cumby with a tackle after a gain of 16. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears at the Green Bay 46. Trap right for Peyton. Hand off from McMahon. Peyton to the 45. He's hit by Carricker for a gain of 2. Spot the ball at the 44. So in the playoffs, I don't think the Bears have clinched a spot yet. But they will be a dangerous team when the time comes. It all depends on what their offense does. But right now, at least in 84, you stop Walter Payton, you stop the offense. McKinnon on an end around from the Green Bay 44. 40, he gets a first down. That's a gain of 9. Jay Hilgenberg, the center with the big block. 1st and 10 for the Bears on the Green Bay 35. Any team that averages 7 a carry is going to do well, and that's what the Bears have done so far. Peyton will sweep it far side. Hand off from McMahon. Walter to 35. Hit at the 30 by Mike Douglas, and that's a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 for the Bears. 13:15 clock running. A word about the 85 Bears. That team just was very comfortable in their own skin. That team knew they were the best in the NFL, and they thrived on it. And as brash as Jim McMahon was, don't underestimate what Walter Payton's leadership did to get them there. Galt on a medium slant from the 30-yard line. McMahon is in trouble. He throws, intercepted. He threw it into double coverage, and Flynn picked it off at the 8-yard line. And for Tom, that's his 6th interception of the year. And the Packers are saying, don't forget about us. So 1st and 10 from Green Bay on their own 11. 12:37 to go in the first half. Ivory in the flat. Dickey will stick with the call. Bears. It's Ivory at the 8. to the 10, 20, first down. He's hit at the 24 for a gain of 13, and somebody made a tackle. So 1st and 10 for Green Bay on their own 24. Ellis. Trap left. Hand off from Dickey. Ellis gets 4 off the left side. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Mike is doing the NFL Dream Season, by the way, using Pro Strategy Football 2022, and have been long marathon streams. So if you want to see the best and the brightest of all time, you should be following Super Bowl Tournament on YouTube to see that and other Pro Strategy Football 2022 action. 2nd down and 6, 11:47 to go in the first half. Green Bay trying to tie this football game. Short cross to Paul Kaufman. Dickey throws. Kaufman's got it. First down over the 40. Hit by Todd Bell at the 43. A gain of 15. Yes, watch my stream for now. So Green Bay converts. Dickey 3 for 3 for 35 yards. Jerry Ellis will try an off tackle left. Ellis crossed the 45, hit at the 46. Richard Dent has 4 tackles. Green Bay has been outscoring their opponents 31-20 over the course of the season. If they do win the Central, they got to do it on the road. They got an easy one next week against Minnesota. This is it. Their last loss was to Seattle in Week 8. They beat Detroit, New Orleans, Minnesota, the Rams, Detroit again, and Tampa last week by 20. Their defense isn't great, but their offense sure is. 2nd and 7. Lofton on a medium cross, and Dickey didn't like what he saw. He saw the corners coming for the blitz, and he called time. Ivory will pitch it to the far side. Ivory tries to get around the end. He won't do it. He gets nothing. A Singletary smears into the turf. It'll be 3rd and 7. Phil Epps comes in as the 3rd receiver. Jefferson on a medium slant. Dickey out of the guns. Got time. He's got Jefferson open inside the 40. Brought down quickly by Gary Fenwick, but not before Jefferson makes a gain of 17. 1st and 10 for the Packers. 8:53 to go in the half on the Bear 37. Krause and Huckabee in the backfield. Krause on a trap left. Krause to the 35. He's hit by Todd Bell at the 34. That's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. So Dickey is 4 for 4 for 52 yards. Medium slant to Lofton the call. Dickey is brought down by Mike Singletary. Somebody forgot to pick up Singletary on the line, and Mike strolled through like a hot knife through butter and brought him down. So it's 3rd and 14 from the Bear 41. So 3 wide again. Dickey on the gun. They need to get to the Bear 27. Lofton on a medium fly the call. Dickey rolling, looking, throwing to Ivory. 40, 30. He got the Al Red Sox fan measurement. It's a gain of 13. Singletary with a tackle. 4th and 1 from the Bear 28. Del Greco will come out for the 45-yarder. 6:47, so a good drive for the Packers. And points are points. Del Greco blows it. It's low and misses left. I think he kicked a lace. And so the score remains the Bears 7, the Packers nothing. Peyton will sweep it to the near side on 1st and 10. The Bears take over on their own 28. Peyton is hit by Douglas at the 32. So not only do you have two fierce, and I mean fierce rivals in an important game, but this is pretty much a playoff game. The Bears lose, they go to 9-6, and then they join the Giants for the right to go to either San Francisco or Los Angeles for the NFC wildcard game. The Packers, if they win this, will have won the division. So the Bears need to take things in their own hands. 2nd and 6. McKinnon on a medium slant. McMahon waits, throws deep to McKinnon at the Packer 45. He is hit by Mark Lee at the 39. A gain of 29. So the Bears fans are loving this. Peyton. Off tackle right on 1st and 10. McMahon hands off. Peyton has all day. Over to 30. To the 20. It's a gain of 19. Mark Bortz, who sounds like he could fill in for the Swedish Chef, but he is the right guard for the Bears. That's a big run. And again, the Bears are averaging 7.5 a touch on the ground. 1st and 10 from the Packer 20. 4:25 to go. A short cross to Moorhead. McMahon to throw on 1st down. Can't find Moorhead as Flynn knocked it loose. Technically a drop, 2nd and 10. Fullback dive from Matsui. From the 20, Suey Powers ahead to the 16. Randy Scott with a tackle for Green Bay. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Bears. Screen to Walter Payton. Payton goes to the far side, can't get it. Wingo was all over him. Payton, who doesn't ever say too much, was asking for a flag, and he's not going to get it. So Bob Thomas will come out for the field goal, and this will make it 10-0 Chicago. Baschnagel will hold from 33 yards. Good snap, good hold, good kick. So 6 plays, 56 yards, and the Bears go up 10-0. Thomas to Rodgers at the 8, to the 20, 30, good return, 38-yard line. Harris brings him down. Del Taco Rodgers with a good return. 2:47 to go in the half, and the Packers start from their own 38. Lofton on a long slant, but this won't ever happen.
False start. Offense, number 61.
Dressler, the right tackle.
1st down.
Moved early, 1st and 15. Ivory on the draw. Handoff from Dickey. Ivory across the 35. Hit by Fensick for a gain of 3. Hope everyone's New Year's was good. 2nd down and 12. It is a snowy, dropping fast, cold day here. And apparently all the defenses you didn't see yesterday watching college football have shown up in Chicago today. 2nd down and long from the Green Bay 36. Ellis on a screen. Dickey throws. Ellis has it. 35-40. First down over midfield. A good play. It's a gain of 17. Gary Fensick with the tackle. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Packers trying to get something going here to the end of the first half. They trail the Bears 10-0. Dickey is 6 for 6 for 82 yards. That's big. So 2 minutes. They have plenty of time. 2 timeouts. They have the wind behind them. And they have 47 yards for a touchdown. Lofted on a long fly. Dickey rolls around, throws it down, caught by Lofton at the 10. Touchdown, Green Bay. 47 yards and 6 points. The Bears were playing for a short pass, and it failed. And for Dickey, that's 27. And for Lofton, that's 12. That's the difference between the 84 Bears and the 85. Lofton doesn't make that catch next year. Goodness gracious me. So 43 plays, 67 yards, and it only took 56 seconds. Del Greco makes the extra point, and it's now 10-7 Chicago. 1:51 to go. Green Bay, by the way, will get the ball to start the second half. Cameron, Gentry, and Jordan. It'll be Cameron at the far sideline at the 2 to the 10, and he's hit right there for a 9-yard gain. Mr. Ditka's not very happy. The Bears have all 3 timeouts and 1:43 to go. They told McMahon to don't do anything stupid. Off tackle right for Payton certainly qualifies. And Payton loses the football. Cumby forces it loose, and Flynn recovers for Green Bay. Oh my goodness. The Packers take over on the Chicago 15. Ditka goes to say something to Payton, and Payton just says, "I'm sorry. George, Cumby, damn it." Just ripped it out of his hands. My goodness. And so the Packers, 97 seconds and 2 timeouts. Wow is right. Kaufman on a short cross. Bears show blitz. Dickey is going to get tackled. McMichael rips it off. They lose 6. Here it is again. Dickey has now been sacked 3 times. 2nd and 16. Packers in a hurry-up. Ivory on the draw. Handoff from Dickey. Ivory gets a loss of 1. As Singletary rips him down, the Bears defense, they're playing like they haven't eaten anything in about a month. And the Pack take a timeout here on 3rd and 17 to think about it. A field goal could tie it up. Ivory in the screen, 3 wide receivers. Ivory goes to the near side. Flag is down.
Holding. Offense. Number 68. 10-yard penalty.
And the Bears will make the Packers kick. So it's 3 and out, and we won't talk of this drive again. Del Greco from 39 yards to tie this game with 59 seconds to go. Scribner will hold. Del Greco ties it. So the turnover hurt. 56 seconds to go in the first half. It's the Packers 10, the Bears 10. So Cameron, Gentry, and Jordan. Remember, the Packers get the ball to start the second half. Del Greco to the 5. Cameron, 20, 31-yard line, 51 seconds. The Bears have all 3 timeouts. Suey in the flat. McMahon near side. No. McMahon is 4 for 11 for 68. Suey on a dive play, handoff from McMahon, and Matt is brought down for a loss of 1. Green Bay will call time, 44 seconds to go. And McMahon will run the Chinese fire drill play. He's trying to burn some clock. He stays in bounds, gets 4, and there won't be any play. So, 4th and 7. We played 30 minutes. Green Bay to get the football. You get a commercial. This one is all we expected it to be. It's the Bears 10, the Packers 10. Well, it was the Packers' quarter for sure. Dickey found Lofton on a 3-play drive for 67 yards for a 47-yard touchdown pass. That made it 10-7. Then following the second Bear turnover of the quarter, Del Greco made him pay with a 39-yard field goal to make it 10-10. First downs, 10-6 in favor of the Bears. Net yards, 188, 143 in favor of the Bears. Walter Payton, 11 carries for 71 yards and a fumble. And McMahon, 4 for 11 for 68. Lynn Dickey, 7 for 8 for 129 yards. And so that's how we got here. Don't forget, next week, San Francisco and the Rams for the NFC West Championship. That's the lone game Sunday at noon, 9 Pacific. Baseball next week, Tuesday, Toronto at Kansas City. Thursday, Montreal and Chicago. And I forgot what I picked for the third game of the week. But 3 games for you next week as Week 1 action continues on our 85 baseball replay. Sobey Rogers back deep to return for Green Bay. Huckleby and Epps, the upmen. Thomas to Huckleby at the 2. Across the 20, hit the 25.
Illegal block. Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
By Singletary, but Mark Murphy held. And so the Packers are backed up to their own 10. 1st and 10. Lynn Dickey, the quarterback. Ivory and Ellis, the running backs. Lofton and Jefferson, the wide receivers. Kaufman, the tight end. Cook and Dressler, the tackles. Hallstrom and Huffman, the guards. And Swanky is the center. Ellis. Trap right. 1st and 10. Jerry hit at the line of scrimmage by Mike Hartenstein. 2nd and 10. Denton, Hartenstein, the ends for Chicago. Hampton and McMichael, the tackles. Wilson and Marshall, the outside linebackers. Singletary, the middle linebacker. Frazier and Richardson, the corners. Bell and Fensick, the safeties. 2nd and 10. Ivory in the flat. Dickey near side. Ivory's got it. 10. First down over the 20. He's hit at the 27 by Wilbur Marshall. And that's a gain of 17. So after the 10 points for the Packers, they got to feel a lot better to start the second half. Ellis will sweep it near side. Hand off from Dickey. Ellis driven out of bounds, and Wilbur Marshall's hurt. And they're helping him off the field. He won't be back. 2nd and 7 from the Packer 30. First drive of the second half. Ivory will do a trap to the left side. Handoff from Dickey. First down, over the 40, 45, 50. Oh, goodness. For Singletary, that's his 100th tackle of the year. But a costly one, as Jerry Ellis sprung the hole for Ivory, and Green Bay has it 1st and 10 from the Bear 48. Jefferson on a medium slant. They don't audible. They blitz. Dickey goes to Ellis. Ellis runs for a first down. He got a gain of 14. Chicago blitzed 4 and doubled Kaufman. That is the very definition of a kitchen sink blitz. And Dickey just trying to find a white jersey to chuck it to. And he found Jerry Ellis, who not only crossed the mercy, but got a first down out of it. From the Bear 34. Ivory. Near side sweep. Handoff from Dickey. Ivory. Across the 30. Hit by Al Harris. For a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for the Packers and the Bear 29. And what was a boisterous crowd here at Soldier Field has now gone mostly silent. Kaufman on a short cross. Dickey. Kaufman finds it. He went in, he snuck in behind Todd Bell and knew when to leap for it. Bell brought him down for a gain of 7, but Kaufman used his coverer, his pursuer, as a pick, and it worked. So 1st and 10 for the Packers on the Bear 22. Ellis. 1st and 10, off tackle right. Dickey sticks with a play call. Hand off to Ellis. Jerry over the 20, and Mike Richardson brings him down at the 17. So Krause is in for Ellis. 2nd and 5. The Bears are stunned. 8 plays, 73 yards for Green Bay. And somewhere in Kiln, Mississippi, Brett Favre goes, I'd like to play for these guys. 2nd and 5. Medium cross to Lofton the call. Dickey waits, checks it down to Ivory. First down, inside the 10. He's hit at the 6 by Singletary. And for Dickey, he's now 11 to 12 for 178 yards. First and goal from the Bear 6. 9:38, clock running here in the third quarter. So Green Bay, coming into this one, has been in the red zone 72 times. They've scored 34 touchdowns and 21 field goals. Whatever points they get here gives them the lead. Huckleby and Ivory in. 2 tight ends set. Lewis, the other tight end. Huckleby on the ST plunge from the 6. Huckleby is brought down at the 7 by McMichael. 2nd and goal. Lofton on a short out. They're going to try and throw it. Dickey incomplete. McMichael got a paw up and knocked it down at the line. 3rd and 7. John was 7 when this game was played. I would have been 13 by about a month. 3rd and goal from the 7. Again, they want Lofton on the cross. Dickey has time. He goes to the end zone. No. He underthrew him. And so it'll be a field goal attempt for Del Greco. But the Packers have taken almost half the quarter. 12 plays, 83 yards, and 6:35 off the clock. So Bucky Scribner to hold from 24 yards. The Packers lead at 13-10. And so the Bears will get the ball now for the first time in the second half. It'll be Cameron back deep. Gentry and Jordan the up mid. It'll be Cameron from his 4 to the 10, 20, and he's hit at the 29 by Lewis. So the Bears take over with 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter of a 13-10 game. Peyton and Suey, the running backs. Galton McKinnon, the wide receivers. McMahon, the quarterback. Emery Moorhead, the tight end. Covert and Van Horn, the tackles. Becker and Bortz, the guards. And Hilgenberg, the center. Drop right for Suey as the Bears touch it for the first time. He is hit at the 30. And Bortz is injured. He's grabbing his knee. And Rob Fada will come in as the guard, but he's not that great. 2nd and 9, 7:54 to go. Defensively for the Packers, Brown and Carricker the ends, Jones the nose tackle, Prather and Douglas the outside linebackers, Cumbie and Scott the middle linebackers, Lewis and Lee the corners, Flynn and Murphy the safety. 2nd and 9. Peyton will sweep it to the far side. McMahon hands off. Peyton across the 30. It's a gain of 7. Tom Flynn with a tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Peyton, short flat pass. McMahon, flushed. McMahon will run. He gets the first down. It's a gain of 6. 3 carries, 32 yards for McMahon. The Packers are still running. The Bears are still running it well. 22 carries, 139 yards. Tonight, as we cross the 1 o'clock hour on Retro Sports Network, it'll be murder, she wrote. You won't believe, but an old lady had a New Year's party and people died. Imagine that. Guest starring Betty White. Followed by a special Sunday edition of Dallas, when we examine the alcoholic container beverage collection of one J.R. Ewing. It's always amazing what their decanters look like. Then, after a special late edition of 60 Minutes, too soon. Okay. I think she would find that funny. The news show Fish and Chips starts the new year off with Fresh bringing home his new girlfriend. Abe Vigoda, who shot J.R. Richards? That's right. Abe Vigoda and Eric Estrada star in the new CBS hit comedy Fish and Chips. That's all tonight on CBS. 6:54 to go in the third quarter. Bears have it. They trail 13-10. What am I doing here? 1st and 10. Following the first down by McMahon. Peyton off tackle right. Hand off. Peyton across the 45. Hit by Tim Lewis at the 49. Peyton 13 carries, 84 yards. Remember, he's got his outside shot at 2,000, but he needs a big second half to get there. 6:17 to go. 2nd and 4. McKinnon. Medium slant. McMahon to throw it. He's got time. He goes over the middle, and Mark Lee knocked it out of Dennis McKinnon's hands for the drop. And it's 3rd and 4. 5:36 to go. Packers by 3. Peyton will go off tackle right, trying to get the first down. Walter will get the first down and more. He gets a gain of 11 as Tim Lewis dragged him down at the 40-yard line. Keith Van Horn, the right tackle, with the big block. And a fresh set for the Bears. Clock running 5:25. Galt. Medium cross. McMahon to throw on first down. He rolls. Throws across for Galt. Has it at the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 20. Willie's first catch of the day. And the Bears are going right down the field. 4:44 to go in the third. 7 plays, 51 yards. Bears trying to go ahead. Suey. Trap left. Hand off from McMahon. Suey to the 17. Randy Scott with a tackle. 2nd and 7. This one has been everything you would think that a Bear-Packer game would be. Payton. Off tackle left. McMahon sticks with a call. Hand off to Payton, and Waller is stood up for a gain of 1, 3rd and 6. Now, Bob Thomas has a 77% chance of hitting from here. Into the wind, a strong leg. Kevin Butler not here yet for the Bears. But from 33, that should be, even for a mid-80s kicker, something doable. Payton and Suey are tired. McKinnon on a medium slant. And McMahon is going to be brought down by Ezra Johnson for a loss of 3. So the Packers stymie the Bears right there. And from 36 yards, here comes Thomas. McMahon has been sacked twice. Bashnagel to hold it. Thomas. That's good. And we're tied. 11 plays, 52 yards. 2:04 to go in the third quarter. The Packers and the Bears, 13 up. So Rodgers, Huckleby, and Epps. Rodgers from the 4 to the 20. Got a good return. Hit by Cabral at the 26. A 22-yard gain. Ivory and Ellis in the backfield. 1st and 10. Packers have it their own 26. Lofton, they're going to throw on first down on a medium slant. Bears blitz. Ball is knocked loose, and Dickey is hurt. And Dickey is done. Todd Bell rang Lynn Dickey's bell. Dickey's helmet hit that cold AstroTurf here at Soldier Field, and it's going to be Randy Wright. Wright has only played limited action. He's 5 of 10, 67 yards. But Lynn Dickey is done. They didn't even question that. 2nd and 17. Screen play to Ivory. Right, waits, throws. Ivory's got it. 20, 25. He's hit at the 28 for a gain of 9. And it's 3rd and 8. So talking about going from the frying pan right in the fire. This is Randy Wright's game to win. 1:33 to go in the third quarter. 3rd down and 8. 3 receivers. Phil Epps on a medium slant. Wright rolls, and that is deflected at the line by Dan Hampton, and the Packers will have to punt. Bucky Scribner back to punt. Jeff Fisher will return. Scribner from his 13 shoves Fisher back to his 22. Fisher crossed the 30. It's a gain of 11. 50-yard punt, 39-yard net. And with 47 seconds to go in the third, Uncle Mo is wearing a Bears jersey. Payton. Trap right. Payton. 35-40 into the secondary. First down, a gain of 16. And for Walter, That's 112 today. He needed about 380 the last 2 weeks to get to 2,000. I don't think he gets to the 380 because remember he's got next week, but he's going to make a big dent in it. 34 seconds to go. The Bears will let the clock run out and take the win. After 3 quarters here at Soldier Field in Chicago, the NFC Championship game, NFC Central Championship game is as close as it can be. It's the Bears 13, the Packers 13. We'll be back. Scoring wasn't really the story in the third quarter. It was Al Del Greco from 24, a long drive for the Packers. 13 plays, 83 yards to make it 13-10. Bob Thomas with after an 11-play, 52-yard drive to tie the game at 13. It is the injury and concussion to Lynn Dickey, who has been knocked out for the Packers. And if Green Bay is to win this and win the division, they will need Randy Wright to do it. And as they say in the chat, advantage Bears with Dickey out for sure. Walter Payton, 16 carries, 112 yards. McMahon, 5 for 13 for 88. First downs, 14-11 for the Bears. Net yards, 256, 228 for the Bears. First and 10 for Chicago on their own 49 as we start the final quarter. Galt. Medium slant. McMahon. Galt. 30-yard line. 23-yard catch. Tim Lewis with the tackle. McMahon is finding his range. First and 10, and they're already with the wind. And Bob Thomas range for the field goal. Payton. Trap right. Packers show blitz. They'll stick with the play. Payton grinds ahead for 3. Tom Flynn with the stop. 2nd and 7, opening minute of the fourth quarter. It'll be the 49ers and the Rams for the NFC West Championship next week here on Retro Sports Network. Same bat time, noon Eastern, same bat channel, Retro Sports Network. Same set of bad jokes. Packer 25 is where they spot this one. Suey. Off tackle right, handoff from McMahon. Suey gets a block, hit by Lewis at the 20, a gain of 5. 3rd and 2 for Chicago. Payton. Fullback dive. Just kind of jam it down their throat. And he doesn't. It's a gain of 1. Mark Murphy got an arm out, and doink, he pulled him down. So 4th and 1. Triple tight end set. They're going. Payton. On the Nestea plunge from the 19. Handoff from McMahon. No! Rich Wingo. Shut it down. 1st and 10 from the Green Bay 19. You got the best running back maybe of all time in the backfield, and they got zilch. Jefferson. Short slant, right, to throw it on first down. Randy throws. Jefferson got it. First down, gain of 11. Mike Richardson with a tackle. Ball to Green Bay 30. Ivory. Trap right. 11:59 clock running. Eddie Lee pushes it 4. 9 carries, 39 yards. Leslie Frazier has the tackle. So the Bears got a bit full of themselves and tried to force the issue. Now their defense needs to respond. Ellis. Sweeping near side. Handoff from right. And he's brought down for a gain of 2. Todd Bell, who's the one that knocked out Lynn Dickey with a tackle. And Wright will have to throw it on 3rd and 4. 10:43 to go. Lofton on a medium slant. Wright waits, throws, knocked down. Lofton thought he had it, and he turned to run. Sim on YouTube right now for Super Bowl tournament is 85 Bears and 66 Packers. It's 13-10 Bears in the third. Ditka versus Lombardi. Now, if you had Bill Cowher in that game, you could do the square jaw contest. So the Packers will have to punt. Bucky Scribner to Jeff Fisher. Scribner on his 21. Fisher goes back to his 25. 30. A big block. Gain of 11. 1st and 10. 9:55 to go in the football game. 13-13. Packers with a win clinch the division. We don't know how long Lynn Dickey is out for. A Bear win makes everything interesting in Week 16. Galt. Medium cross. McMahon to throw on 1st down. He rolls right. He throws to McKinnon instead for a 1st down. Mark Lee with the tackle, a gain of 11. 1st and 10 for the Bears at their own 47. 9:46. The clock is the Bears' friend. And for a city known for its Elgin watches, of course Chicago and clocks and watches are friends. Payton, trap right. Hand off from McMahon. Payton pushes ahead for 2. Mike Douglas with the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the Bear 49. McKinnon on a medium slant. McMahon waits, throws. McKinnon has it at the 30. He's brought down very quickly by Mark Lee, but McKinnon makes a catch and a gain of 23. 8:16 to go. Ball at the Packer 28. Payton in the flat, McCall. McMahon. Far side, no sir. Now, Hilgenberg laying on his back, and they got to cart him off. So another big injury, Andrews. Tom Andrews, who was a center, but the Bears are in their backups for their offensive line. 7:37 to go. Payton. Off tackle, right to call from the 28. Walter runs it for 3. 3rd and 7 from the Packer 25. Moorhead. Medium slant. They want the touchdown. McMahon has time, but he doesn't get Moorhead. Throw is high, and out will come Thomas. 6:46 to go. This will be from 42. And give the Bears a 3-point lead. Packers, by the way, doubled Moorhead. Thomas. Good. So 6:41 to go. The Bears pull ahead 16-13. Rodgers, Huckabee, and Epps for Green Bay. Thomas to the 10. Rodgers. 20. He's hit at the 26 by Ron Rivera. So Green Bay somehow needs to get 3 points to force overtime. Ivory off tackle right on 1st down. Eddie Lee to the 30. McMichael with the tackle. 2nd and 6. Green Bay okay on the ground, 22 carries, 79 yards. 2nd and 6, ball at the 30-yard line. Kaufman on a short out, right, throws, and Kaufman couldn't get that. Todd Bell was all over him like a blanket. 3rd down. John had it right. Advantage Bears. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and 6. Jefferson on a short slant. The audible to Ivory in the flat. And Wright was just completely discombobulated, and Dan Hampton brought him down. Easy peasy. 4th and 8. The Packers defense is going to need a stop. Bucky Scribner punting into the wind. He'll stand on his 13. Jeff Fisher back to return. Fisher driven back to his 30. 35-40, and it's a 12-yard return. So 5 minutes to go. The Bears are up 16-13 in a barn burner here at Soldier Field. Galt, medium slant. McMahon looking for the dagger. He's got Galt. 40-yard line to Green Bay. It's a gain of 20. They spot it at the Packer 39. And for McMahon not being the prettiest of pure quarterbacks, he's 9 for 19 for 165. Packers only have 247 net yards. The Bears 347. The Bears have turned it over twice. The Packers have not. It's a field goal game. Sweep right for Peyton. 40. And he's hit for a gain of 7. Now, Moorhead gets his hand stepped on. They'll try to bandage that up. 4:02, the clock stops. Jay Saldy will come in and be the tight end. The Yankees lead 10-5, or won their game 10-5. So the Yankees did what Houston did in Dave Gardner's LCSs. They won both the games on the road. The Yankees were a 100-win team. It was a real big surprise when Kansas City upset them and swept them. Winner fella, I just saw this. How are you? Thanks for the follow. You are number 207. A couple people unfollowed. So 2nd down and 3 for the Bears. 4:02 to go. Suey. Off tackle right, handoff from McMahon, and Suey, no, he got the Red Sox fan measurement. Tim Lewis, 10 tackles. 3:55 to go. McMahon will just run the sneak. Jim calls his own number. Oh, yeah, he got it. 1st down. So 3:20, clock running. And the ball on the Packer 28. The Bears can't win the division today, but they will go into the last week of the season with a huge advantage. Medium slant to Galt. Going to play the Packers on the run. McMahon 25-20. 1st down. McMahon will score. Jim McMahon. Keith Van Horn, the right tackle, just pancaked his man, and McMahon drove that like Mario Andretti. 28 yards in the playoffs. Here it is again. There wasn't anybody around him. He got to the 20, and the safety is just kind of looking, going, what are you doing? At the 5-yard line, McMahon just started to hold the ball up. And it's 22-13. It's 23-13. Do they miss Lynn Dickey to the Packers right now? So Randy Wright somehow needs to get a score and an onside kick. He can't do anything about the onside kick. Rodgers at the goal line, 24-yard line. He's got 224 and all 3 timeouts. The good news is you have Al Del Greco. So 5, 15, 25, 35. They need about 45 yards for the kick. It doesn't matter what order they get the 10 points. They just need 10. Short out to John Jefferson. Right. Blitzed. Scrambles. Ball is loose and picked up by Steve McMichael, and the Bears are going to win this. McMichael takes it to the Packer 10. It's 85 awful early for the Bears. What an effort. What an effort, collective effort for the Bears this afternoon. The final score is going to look lopsided. But until Lynn Dickey was injured, the Packers were every bit the Bears' equal. But when you put the metaphysical equivalent of me as quarterback of an NFL team, it can go wrong in an awful big hurry. Suey. Fullback dive from the 10. Brought down at the 11. And we'll go to the 2-minute warning. Toronto, Kansas City, Montreal, Chicago. And a third game for our baseball tripleheader to finish week 1 of our 85 replay. 49ers and Rams from Christmas week 1984 to finish the regular season here. And that will be for the NFC Western Division Championship. Peyton. Off tackle right from the 11. He gets 2. Packers will call time. Minute 54 to go. Galt on a short hitch. McMahon for the dagger. Walt! Galt! Touchdown, Chicago. I'm telling you, it shouldn't have been this easy. The Bears found an extra gear here in the fourth quarter and have told the NFL that they are ready for the playoffs. Thomas tacks on the 30th point. And with a minute 49 to go, you can see it. It's been all Chicago here in the fourth quarter. And there is stunned silence from Green Bay. Rodgers will return it 1 yard deep. 10, 20, 3-yard line. Jeff Fisher with a tackle. 1st and 10. Lofted on a medium slant right. Looks panicked. Runs. Gets 7. They won't pick up the flag. Green Bay. Short slant to Kaufman, right. Can't get it as Kaufman is double covered, and with a minute 5 to go, the clock is stopped. So the Bears, 17 points here in the fourth quarter. The 85 Bears beat the 66 Packers in the ESPN Week 3 Dream Season. Well, that had been Jim Taylor, the kicker, or Bob Chandler. Missed a game-tying field goal at the end. Lombardi and Ditka at the end of that did not shake hands, but they promised to meet at an Ollie Foreman press conference before a fight and stare at each other. 3rd down and 3. Ivory in the flat. There's a minute 9 to go. Right, gonna scramble, gets the first down. A flag is down.
Personal foul. Offense, number 31.
And then Ellis takes, oh my goodness, Ellis threw a punch. He didn't get thrown out. So it's a first down. No, it's not. It's 3rd down and 18. So Ellis took away the first down. I think it was Dent he threw the punch at. He missed, which is why he wasn't ejected. Chandler missed a mid-range field goal. Okay. So 3rd down and 18. Screen to Ivory. 4 down territory anyway. And Ivory dropped it. There are not a lot of good plays on 4th and 18 for a mediocre backup quarterback. Lofted on a long slant right. Throws. Knocked down. And that'll do it. So the Bears. Wow. Wow. We'll see how long Dickey's out for. Green Bay, I think, will be a playoff team. But they're not winning a playoff game with Randy Wright. Peyton. Trap left. 48 seconds to go. Waller hit at the line. And the clock is running, and the Bears are going to go to Week 16 tied with the Packers at 10-5. Both teams have winnable games in Week 16. McMahon will take the victory formation, and that'll do it. That will do it. At the end, it was a stunner. This was not a blowout by any way, shape, or form. Lynn Dickey will miss Week 16. So will Wilber Marshall and Bortz. So both teams will have injuries to deal with in their Week 16 games. The Bears took over in the 4th quarter. Bob Thomas from 42. That final score is hugely misleading. This was, for 45 minutes, this was an even-Steven game. McMahon from 28 yards. He, by the way, is your Digital Dice MVP. With 2.5 to go, he put the knife in the back of Green Bay, and then following a 3-and-out, McMahon found Galt with 1:49 to go. Again, the stats here do not tell the story because Green Bay was every bit Chicago's equal starting the 4th quarter until the Dickey injury. The Bears put 395 yards up on the board. McMahon, 10 for 20, again, for 171, but he ran 6 times for 60, including a 28-yard touchdown run. Peyton, 24 carries, 130 yards. And so Lynn Dickey will not play next week for Green Bay. Mike Singletary, 9 tackles. Singletary, Bell, Dent, McMichael, and Hampton all had sacks. The Packers didn't even turn it over. And so that's that. We'll talk to you Tuesday for baseball. I'm Ron Zuck, and thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, and Happy New Year, everybody.